Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, August 25, 2022. Mercury turns direct early today after more than 3 weeks of retrograde motion. For today, be as clear as you can in your discussions and statements, or better yet, reserve judgment. It makes sense to treat the day as a transitional one rather than a time for bold moves. In the days ahead, information could emerge that sets you on a slightly different path. Connecting and transit become more straightforward, but be sure to take new projects and developments slowly. Just as Mercury doesn't immediately resume normal speed, you should ease back into things. Today, you could be feeling a bit out of sync, but while it can be difficult to see progress right now, little steps count. You can feel a little distracted or divided. Suppressing emotions can lead to compulsive behaviors, so it's best to aim to be self-aware and second-guess impulses that go against the grain. Sometimes you find frank discussions quite disturbing. They intrude into the banality of everyday living, bringing with them a very distressing atmosphere. However, the current planetary aspect may make you realize that it just has to be done. It is not so bad, and your partner will probably be quite glad to talk about something they also wish to resolve. Allow healing into your relationship. Miscommunication, commute issues, and more are going to subside now that Mercury is direct in Virgo. Over the last few weeks, you may have had issues with your colleagues, thanks to missing emails, files, or other misunderstandings. Your commute to work may have led to some surprises as well. Luckily, you can use this post-shadow phase to right any wrongs. You can smooth over any correspondences with co-workers, hopefully getting your details in writing to avoid any future issues. Missing materials may pop up, and you may have a more reliable commute to work. Much as you are rooted in the present, today you could be thinking about the past. Memories of past people, places and events swim before your eyes. It's hard to know what has triggered this trip down memory lane, but you are likely finding the reminiscences inspiring. You may be surprised how much detail you actually remember. If there is unfinished business with someone from your past, take steps to resolve matters today. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. You're likely to be so lost in thought that you miss someone's clear signals. That doesn't mean you're missing out for good. The messages will probably bring a smile when you think of them later. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. You could be drawn to a natural setting. You'll feel a need to spend time outside. You might enjoy visiting a lake, forest, or mountain. Or you could just have fun taking a brisk walk in a pretty park. Your nerves have been very sensitive lately. You might need to get away from the crowds. Take some time to ground yourself and to connect with Mother Earth. Done any traveling lately? If not, this is an excellent day to set some goals and make plans. It doesn't have to be an ocean journey either, to bring some of the expansion your soul craves. As long as the destination is one that's new to you, you're bound to find adventure. Try a different takeout restaurant for lunch, if this is a work day, and take a drive later. When it does come to seeing more of the world, a solid plan is vital. If you don't currently have one, sit down and make up one. Our eyes in the sky. With the Sun and Pluto sharing a tense minor aspect, it's the perfect day to make a to-do list and check things off it. Allow yourself to be a bit emotionally removed this morning, and use the energy to cut out situations that are holding you back or creating unnecessary stress. A minor connection between Venus and Neptune could promote anxiety and stress, but asking the opinion of a trusted confidant can help you see things from a new and more helpful perspective. You might also have some constructive criticism to offer others, but make sure they're open to hearing what you have to say before throwing in your 2 cents. When evening descends, this cosmic vibe could bring an unpredictable creative atmosphere. This aspect is generally positive, which can help us find innovative solutions to problems. However, Neptune, ever the troublemaker, could also stir up some unexpected drama. Be careful when dealing with others tonight, because there could be a desire to offer advice that isn't necessarily welcome. Concentrate on solving your own problems and let other people work out their own issues unless they ask for your help. While Mars was in the sign of the Bull, pursuing our goals was a matter of persistence. We were content to dig in our heels, refusing to let go of causes that were worth the wait. Yet now that Mars dips its boot into the sign of the Twins, we are decidedly less focused and more non-committal. There are pros and cons to any planet-sign combination. Mars in Gemini is adept at strategy, able to visualize clever solutions and plans of attack. Passion and wit fuse seductively in this terrain. We aren't as shy to chase our conquests, because we aren't considering long-term repercussions so much as immediate gratification. By the same token, immediate embarrassments due to miscalculations also more easily roll off our backs. However, Mars in Gemini can also weaponize information and speech. While we might intend to avoid a war of brute force and physical aggression, a thoughtless word can still land a devastating blow. From now until March 25th, we should be cautious of how we leverage language against others. We might regret hitting our chosen target after the fact. In the morning, the Moon and Mars conjunct in the final degree of Taurus, culminating in a story of aligning our emotions and actions as Mars transited the sign of the Bull. Consider the movements you've made over the past 6 weeks and reflect on how this time has changed you. It may have been a period of standing your ground, acting on principle, or defending your ethics. It also might have been one that highlighted sensual appetites. Irritability is a hallmark of this influence if we lack a proper outlet for self-expression. In what ways have you wrestled with your desires and learned how to tame them? The Moon enters a short, hour-long void following this aspect's perfection, suggesting we use this time for contemplation rather than starting new projects. Shortly after this, the Moon enters Cancer, ending its void of course. Over the next 2 days, we are more social and outgoing, hungry for experience. Our instincts and intellect harmonize, propelling us forward by means of curiosity. We'll have an easier time discussing difficult topics without bringing heavy emotions into the mix. This is a great occasion for studying and learning new things, as well as for participating in activities with friends or partners.